It's the beginning of a brand new era for Walnut Hills basketball. After 3 straight losing seasons, former head coach Stu Holtz out, and he's replaced by Kashmir Wright. And the Eagles believe this hire could be an absolute home run. Hi everybody, Graham Dunwoody, welcoming you to a new season of Walnut Hills basketball, the 2025-26 campaign, and they'll lead it off with a battle against GMC opponent Oak Hills, who notably knocked them out of the tournament with a 25-point victory at the end of last season, and that was the game that led to Stu Holtz firing Walnut, leaving him out there after just 3 seasons and not a whole lot of market improvement. 9 wins and 14 losses a year ago. Walnut expects better from their coaching staff. Holt did not get more than 10 wins in a season in his tenure, finishing with a final record of 25 wins and 39 losses. Last year's team, very interesting, it had no seniors. So almost everybody is back for the Eagles. You had some talent like Josh Scott in the transfer portal headed over to Summit, but otherwise, all the pieces who were here, who got 9 wins last year, are back and ready to run it back. Eagles got to a 7-9 record in conference play in the 2024-25 season, but really faded away down the stretch after a decent start. Couple of setbacks against Winton Woods really took the wind out of Walnut's sails, and after they started 4-2, they finished 5-12 and had a 6-game losing streak in January and February that really took all the hope out of Walnut in that season. Then Oak Hills in the tournament extinguished them pretty swiftly. 25 points, 63-38 the final score in that one. But this is a very, very different Oak Hills team than what we're used to seeing. This only one player who played more than 10 minutes in that tournament game is back. That is Jonathan Herzog, who didn't score a point in that game and averaged just 0.6 a game last season. Oak Hills went on to lose to Lakota West in the next round of the playoffs. They had a rock star defense last year, and under Mike Price, there is almost nobody better at coaching up a team in the greater Cincinnati area. Kashmir Wright is going to have his mettle tested right away against Oak Hills. Walnut Hills' Landon McDaniel was the star of the show in the tournament game, scoring 21 of the 38 points for the Eagles, over half. And now seniors McDaniel and Brock combined for 32, with the entire rest of the team combining for just 6. Ty Austin had 4, and Christian Craig, who's not with the team this year, had 2. McDaniel, Charlie Stoffridgen, Damian Brock, and Ty Austin, all of whom I expect to see in the starting lineup today. Each played 24 minutes in that tournament game. Oak Hills replacing their entire starting 5. They had 4 seniors, as well as Max Rhodes, and Rhodes, a highly touted football recruit, getting some D1 offers. He's not playing basketball this year, so Oak Hills is almost an entirely new team, but they still have a couple of pieces. A.J. Dean is the most notable one. He transferred in from Taylor High School. He led them in scoring last year, 17 points a game in the Cincinnati Hills League. And Dean is going to be the guy that Kashmir Wright squad has to watch out for in this contest, wearing number 1. Taylor, a generally very successful team. Dean, a big reason why. 17 points, 4 assists, 2 steals per game in the 2024-25 campaign. Taylor placed 2nd in the CHL behind conference unbeaten Wyoming, finished with a record of 19-6, and played a game in March where they lost to Alter at that Division 4 level. Cox now going to test himself Dean, rather, going to test himself against the highest caliber of teams now, heading up to D1 Oak Hills. The GMC Power Conference. The ECC and GMC are often compared to one another, and this will be a big test. The second matchup between the ECC and GMC on this young season, Fairfield took care of Little Miami in the Ohio Valley Hoops Classic back on the 28th of November. About ready to go, we will have the national anthem for you shortly. There is supposed to be a national anthem playing right now. Second time in 2 weeks this happened at a game I was calling. National anthem doesn't play, crowd sings it instead. About to meet our starting five. Looks like we've got, for the Eagles, Seeley, Pining, Stoffridge, Austin, and Brenton Isham. Ty Austin wearing number 1 this year. See what Oak Hills goes with. Got Cordell Ball playing in his first varsity game. There's Dean. Expecting to have a big night if Oak Hills pulls off the win. Brady Cornman averaged 0.6 a game last year for the Highlanders. Brady Wergers. And Will Krause, who's actually Oak Hill's top returning scorer at 2.3 a game. Big round of applause for Pining as he makes his way to center circle. Jackson Kamara is the starter. And Austin switching to number 1. Starting 5 of the Eagles, Kamara, Austin, Seeley, Pining, and Stoffridgen for Kashmir Wright's coaching debut as a Walnut Hills Eagle. Jackson Kamara making his first career start, so is Jaden Seeley. Ty Austin, the top returning scorer, alongside Charlie Stoffridgen, each of them over 10 a game a year ago. Jackson Kamara and Cordell Ball in center circle as they get ready to begin this one. High expectations for Kashmir Wright squad facing off against a GMC foe. We're underway, and the ball tipped out of bounds by Kamara. It'll go to Oak Hills to start this ball game off. Oak Hills last year beat Walnut 63-38 in the OHSAA Tournament. Technically second round, but it was each team's first game. And that ended a disappointing 3-year tenure for Walnut Hills' Stu Holt. A.J. Dean starts the game with the basketball, guarded by Jaden Seeley, who plays some aggressive defense to start things off, as looks like Walnut's keeping that up all over the field. Cordell Ball, guarded now by Kamara. Ball flings it inside to a driving Dean, and he scores and one. A.J. Dean gets us started. And the transfer from Taylor wastes no time, finding his way behind his defender, Jaden Seeley. And a chance at a three-point play for A.J. Dean, who averaged 17 a game last year at Taylor. His free throw is good, and Oak Hills has a 3-0 lead after their first possession. Time for the Walnut offense. Jaden Seeley, the point guard. Jackson Kamara, the starting big. Charlie Stoffridgen should start. He's double-teamed here. Flings it wildly cross-court. Finds a look, and it's no good. Rebound pulled down by Stoffridgen. Spins to the basket. Throws one up. No good. Tip in the air, and it's recovered by Oak Hills. Walnut will try and tie him up, but they can't. And he gets the ball out. That was Ball on the rebound, and that gives it up to Brady Kornman. Feeds Dean, already with 3 points, and Walnut switch Joey Pining onto him. And they're looking to get the ball in his hands. Oak Hills 3, Walnut Hills nothing. Dean steps back, flings it to the corner, and looking to make some spaces. Ball spinning around, and he's fouled. We'll see if they call it a shooting foul. They won't. Joey Pining picks it up. Eagles have 2 in the early goings. 3-0 Oak Hills leading Walnut Hills in the season opener for both teams. Rescheduled from last night due to snow. Spinning around is Dean, flings it back out, and Ball steps back. The sophomore playing in his first varsity game. Kicks it left side, spinning around his Wergers to the line, kicks back out. Here's a 3-ball put up by Kornman, and no good. Put back is good, though, for Brady Wergers. And Oak Hills ahead 5-0 with 6 to play in the first quarter. Scorers in each of their first 2 trips. Charlie Stoffridgen on the feed from Jaden Seeley. Seeley now back with the basketball as Oak Hills lining up in a pretty traditional man-to-man defense. Stoffridgen throws it left side. Seeley kicks out. Pining turns back. Austin for 3. Too strong and no good. And Dean pulls down the rebound for Oak Hills. Walnut still scoreless. 5-0. Highlanders in front. Wergers to the corner. And that's where Kornman has it. Turns it around. Gives it up to Dean, who's on the 3-point line guarded by Austin. Ball now goes to Ball, who spins, puts one up, found a lane and scores. Cordell Ball makes it 7-0 Oak Hills and a timeout called early by Walnut. Not the start that head coach Kashmir Wright hoped for in his debut. 7-0 Oak Hills. They scored in each of their first 3 trips. 5:16 to play first quarter. Take a short break on Grimm Sportscasting Channel. Off this timeout, Walnut's going to check in Landon McDaniel and Damian Brock, another pair of seniors who scored plenty in the Eagles' tournament loss to these Highlanders last year. McDaniel scored 21 points, over half of what the team outputted. They join Seeley, Austin, and Stoffridgen on the floor right now. Oak Hill sticking with their same starting 5 that's gotten them to an early 7-0 lead as Seeley, playing point guard, gives it up for Damian Brock. Brock runs into a double team, finds McDaniel. McDaniel turns, throws it top of the court key for Austin. No shot clock in Ohio basketball as Austin played close, gets it right side to Brock, feeds back to Austin, and the Eagles keep moving the ball but haven't been able to penetrate the paint. Stoffridgen has it go off a player's foot. He throws it away then, and the ball will head to Oak Hills, the turnover by Charlie Stoffridgen. Trying to find Damian Brock, but Brock wasn't moving like they thought he would. Early season jitters. Oak Hill's checking in De'Aris Foster and Jonathan Herzog. Herzog played 13 minutes in the tournament win over Walnut last year as Walnut puts on some pressure now. Seeley and McDaniel pressing Foster in the backcourt as a timeout going to be called by Mike Price to avert disaster. 7-0 Oak Hills, 4:30 to play here in quarter number 1. Eagles still searching for their first points. A team that returned so much from a 9-win team a year ago has just not been able to get any looks so far. This Oak Hills defense was suffocating last year. One of the best in all of Ohio. But the pieces of that defense are gone, but the coaching remains. Mike Price, as good as they come in his 34th year as the Highlanders head coach. Highlander basketball, 7-0. 2 fouls in the Eagles, and they have not scored. Walnut continuing some pressure. Ball goes inbound to Kraus. Kraus sneaks through a double team, finds its way to Foster, and the Eagles continue to double team. Foster finds it out of the basket. Ball can't score, gets his own rebound, puts it back up, and no good, but a foul called. Cordell Ball couldn't finish, but he will take a trip to the free throw line to try to extend this 7-0 Oak Hill lead. Seeley called for his second foul already. Ball's first free throw is good for his third point, and Oak Hill extends it to 8-0. Joey Pining checks back in for Walnut, replacing Jaden Seeley now with 2 fouls. Ball looking to make it 9-0, and he does not. Rebound pulled down by Walnut's Ty Austin. 8-0, Oak Hill's in front, 4:10 to go first quarter. The coaching debut of Kashmir Wright. Spent 4 years at Clark Montessori as the head coach and improved the team's record each of those 4 years. Got Clark Montessori to a regional finals appearance last season before he was hired away by the Eagles. McDaniel launches a 3. No good, and a foul called as Austin was pushed on the other end. Oak Hill will pick up their first. Dearest Foster picks that foul up. So Walnut will retain possession down 8-0 as Joey Pining to inbound it. Lobs it up for Richardson, who collects it. That long length of his. And he's got the ball here left side. Rolls around for Joey Pining. Pining moves around a Richardson screen, now steps back, trying to take it inside on Foster. With 3.5 to go in the first quarter, Walnut still looking for their first point, and a whistle will call another foul on Oak Hills. Foster picks up his second in the last minute, and he'll have to exit, it looks like. Oak Hills will check in Brady Wergers and Brady Kornman. They'll replace Foster and Krause as Walnut checks Stoffridgen back in. 3:26 to go first quarter, still looking for their first points of the contest. Joey Pining manning point guard. As he gets a screen from Stoffridgen, feeds to Stoffridgen, takes it to the cup, but he has it blocked. Cordell Ball just rejected that shot by Stoffridgen, and the Eagles stay scoreless. Ball was open in transition, but now Walnut gets back. A.J. Dean on point guard. Oak Hills ahead 8-0, 3 to play first quarter. As Kornman takes it to the cup, throws one up wildly, and it's no good. Rebound pulled down by the Eagles' McDaniel, who then has had his arm grabbed by Brady Wergers, and he'll draw a foul. Wergers committed really hard to try to get that ball away from Landon McDaniel. Third foul on Oak Hills with 2:52 to play, and they'll be pressing on this ensuing Walnut possession. A.J. Dean and Brady Kornman in the backcourt. Oak Hills leading scorers, A.J. Dean with 3, then Ball with 3, and Wergers with 2. Walnut still looking for their first points of the Kashmir Wright era. 8-0 Oak Hills. 2:46 to play first quarter. McDaniel with the ball, gives it up for Joey Pining and sets a screen for him. Pining throws corner as Richardson, trying to shake off his defender, throws it inside to Stoffridgen. Stoffridgen spins and he turns it over. Throws it right to an Oak Hills defender, Dean, who runs through Pining. Dean scores again. And Oak Hills now ahead 10-0. 5 for A.J. Dean off the fast break layup. The transfer from Taylor looking sharp early. Pining now with the ball for Walnut, still looking for their first points. And he gets past Dean. Pining a drive, lays it up and misses it, but he's fouled. And with 2:04 to play, Joey Pining will head to the free throw line and look for Walnut's first points. Foul is on Ball. First on Cordell Ball, and that will send Joey Pining to the free throw line, looking to finally get one on the board after 6 minutes of game action. Pining a year ago was a 65% free throw shooter, and he sinks the first. And Walnut is on the board here in their season opener. Joey Pining. Walnut will check in Ty Austin alongside Miles Clump Lawson, a great three-point shooter. They will join Pining, Richardson, and McDaniel on the floor for the Eagles. 10-1 the score. Pining with one more free throw, which is true. And the Eagles have their first 2 points of the Kashmir Wright era. A.J. Dean receives against some light Walnut pressure. Looking to get it somewhere, throws it up for Cordell Ball, who collects it. Almost loses it, gets it back, guarded by Richardson. Ball throws top of the key, where Corbin has it poked away by Austin, going to the ground for it, and they'll get a tie-up. And that'll be Walnut basketball at the possession arrow. So good hustle by Ty Austin to force that turnover. What gets you back into this game. 1:44 to go, first quarter. Oak Hill scored the first 10 points of the game. Walnut yet to make a bucket, but 2 free throws have given them their 2 points. Joey Pining gets the ball. Rolls right. Throws it top of the key for Ty Austin. Austin, who quit the football team this year to focus on being the best he can be at basketball. Pining, kicks it out for Austin, throws left side for McDaniel. Can't find any look. Pining, back to McDaniel, who fakes, kicks over Richardson. He drives into a double team, throws to Austin for three. God, no, he didn't miss it. He missed it, and it's Kornman. That was looking good for a hot minute. Tipped into the air and taken away, and Klump Lawson caused that turnover. As the ball ends up in the hands of Pining, McDaniel collected the loose change. Eagle ball under a minute to play in the first quarter. And here's Austin throwing it right side for Joey Pining. Pining ISO ball, and now throws it left. Collected by Miles Klump Lawson. Lawson feeds Austin, 40 seconds to play first quarter. Throws from McDaniel, who turns around, throws back to Pining. Walnut still can't find a look they like. Richardson, back to Pining, 30 seconds to play. Pining resets at the center circle on the Walnut Hills logo. Pining rolls left, gets a screen from McDaniel. Pining, nice move, kicks McDaniel, gets his defender out of the way, launches a three, and it's well short and no good, out of play, and the ball will stay here. With 13.6 to go in the first quarter, the Eagles have just not found the shots. And Oak Hill's defense looking just as stifling as last year. Highlanders will check in De'Aris Foster with 2 fouls late in this first quarter. He replaces Cordell Ball. Ball has his first 3 career points. As the ball is stolen away off the inbound by Kornman, he takes it up, kicks it back, 3-ball fired by Herzog. He's got it. Off the 3, Pining just throws one up there, but that was a disaster of a first quarter for Kashmir Wright and the Eagles, trailing 13-2 at the end of one. And they have had nothing going on the offensive side of the ball. So, need to do some early soul searching. Try to chip into this lead because this is not working out. The Highlanders just playing really fundamental and sound basketball on the defensive end. Walnut will check in Braden Kellen, number 21, out of this timeout, as looking for anybody to help. Just anything to try and help against this so far stifling Oak Hill's defense, who held several opponents to comically low totals last season, but doing this now with an entirely new group of guys. Off the inbound, Cordell Ball back to work. He puts it up and misses. Walnut grabs the rebound, has it stripped away, and a tie-up will give the ball to Walnut. Will Kraus with the hustle to rip that away from Ty Austin to force a possession arrow switch. Walnut does get the stop, though, on defense. 7:53 to go. Second quarter, it's 13-2. Walnut's only points on 2 free throws by Joey Pining. Ty Austin with the basketball, gives it up for Kellen. Kellen sets a screen, gives it back to Austin. Austin throws to the corner, and nobody wants to take this shot. And here's a shot coming up, and for 3, it's good. It is Landon McDaniel. Make that Seeley with the first bucket of the Kashmir Wright era. Jaden Seeley makes it 13-5. And off the inbound, Oak Hills will break Walnut's heavy press until they won't. Taken away by Klump Lawson, and he feeds McDaniel. Throws back to Seeley, and Oak Hill settles into half court. Seeley steps through, kicks Klump Lawson for 3. No good. McDaniel elevates for the board and a foul called against Walnut. So McDaniel picks that one up. It's his first. 7:08 to play. Walnut finally makes a basket. 13-5. Oak Hills the lead. A.J. Dean, point guard. The transfer from Taylor breaks the Walnut press. And knifing through his cornman, he feeds Ball, who spins under the basket, gets Kellen off his feet, but Kellen blocks the shot. Braden Kellen rejects Cordell Ball, and Walnut's got the ball back here. Seeley around a screen from Austin, spins, feeds back to Seeley, gets into the paint, and he's fouled. It was Brady Cordman who got a piece of Jaden Seeley, and he'll pick up his first foul. Oak Hills checking in Dimitri Vetter, as well as Brady Wergers. Seeley to inbound with 6:39 to play. It's 13-5 Oak Hills. Ty Austin throws it left side and goes into the corner from Miles Klump Lawson. Top of the key, it finds its way back to Austin, and Walnut just trying to draw up some set plays to get into this tough Oak Hills defense. Austin throws right side, gets the ball back, spins around. Austin kick to the corner. 3-ball launched and missed by Seeley. Gets his own rebound, though, in under the basket, trying to find his way out. He throws it up to Stoffridgen, make that Austin, but he was fouled. Will Krause picks that one up at his first, and would have been an open look for Austin if he could wrench the ball away. Seeley to inbound, now with 2 fouls on Oak Hills. Inbound to Austin, who will head over to the top of the key to reset. Looks back at head coach Kashmir Wright. See what kind of offensive play he has drawn up. Austin iso ball, stops and walks. Defended by Brady Wergers and tried to find his man Helen, but stopped on the free throw line and took one too many steps. Another Walnut turnover. The inbound goes to Dean. Dean finds his way through the zone defense and works it inside for Wergers. Now back out. Walnut settles into half court. Oak Hills 13, Walnut Hills 5. Eagles only have 1 basket so far. Dean shakes his defender, goes to the basket, gets fouled. And for the second time this game, A.J. Dean's headed to the free throw line. Austin picks the foul up. A.J. Dean, 2 for 2, already at the free throw line tonight. His first is no good, clangs off the back iron. Walnut will check in Charlie Stoffridgen, replacing Landon McDaniel before Dean's second shot. Dean, an 83% free throw shooter on 100 attempts at Taylor last year, and his second one is good. To extend the Oak Hills lead to 9, Dean has 6 in his Highlander debut. Had a 43-point game against New Richmond last year. Just a legendary game for Taylor. Klump Lawson with the basketball on the other end for Walnut as he try to cut into this lead. As working his way through Stoffridgen, spins, throws a underhand shot. No good. Rebounded Wergers for Oak Hills. Stoffridgen tried to do it himself. Wasn't meant to be. Oak Hills by 9, 5 to go, second quarter. A.J. Dean, shimmy shake, kick back out to Brady Cornman. And he throws it left side to Dean. Dean throws top of the key to Cornman, and back inside it goes. Turning around to Wergers, throws it to the corner, and inside move by Vetter, and he's fouled. And that was 21 on that foul. It's Jeremiah Plummer. I'm sorry, it was not Braden Kellen. Plummer from 21 to 15 as the shot missed off the inbound by Wergers. He had point-blank range on Ty Austin. but couldn't finish. Oak Hills without a field goal so far this quarter. Walnut with one. And a foul called offensively on Plummer. He's on a moving screen. Second foul on Jeremiah Plummer in the last couple of seconds. Pretty obvious misstep there. He'll check out and replaced by Jackson Kamara. Already 4 fouls in the Eagles with 4:19 to go in the second quarter, so free throws the rest of the way for the Highlanders, who lead 14-5. AJ Dean with the basketball. Already 6 points for him, the transfer from Taylor. Wergers gives it up right side to Kornman. Back top of the key to Ball, who's playing with 1 foul. Ball with it on the right wing. Isolated against Stoffridgen, and he feeds Wergers again. Dean now guarded by Kamara, trying to shake him off, can't, and throws it left side for Herzog. Kornman in the corner. Kornman stops, throws back Dean. Still guarded by Kamara. They find a shot they like, and it's an air ball, and the rebound cannot be tracked down. It was a 3 attempt for Jonathan Herzog, but he airballed it. Didn't even come close, and Oak Hills couldn't run down the loose change. Walnut basketball. Only 1 point scored this quarter by Oak Hills, but only 3 by the Eagles, with 3.5 to go here in quarter number 2. Ty Austin, haven't seen him get going yet. 10.7 a game last season. Held scoreless so far alongside his classmate Charlie Stoffridgen. Thiele calls a play from the center circle, with Dean guarding him. He gets a screen. Throws for Klump Lawson. Around the horn to Stoffridgen. Back there, 3 attempt, and it is no good. Too strong for Jaden Seeley, rebounded by Herzog of Oak Hills with under 3 to play. Dean, shimmy shake, spin toward the basket, 10-footer, in and out. Put back is good, though, for Cordell Ball. Found his way between 2 Walnut defenders and put it back up for his 4th and 5th points. Oak Hills extends the lead to 16-5 with 2.5 to play in the second quarter. Seeley throwing it left side and gets the ball back. Kamara over to set a screen for him. And Stoffridgen trying to bully his way inside. Shovels it back out. Cross-court Klump Lawson. He goes inside, kicks out for Austin, and Austin lost his grip and has to reset. Timeout called on the floor with 1:59 to go by Walnut Hills. 16-5. Your score, Oak Hills over Walnut Hills on Graham's Sportscasting channel. Only 5 points scored in 14 minutes of action for the Walnut Hills Eagles on a 3-pointer by Jaden Seeley and 2 free throws by Joey Pining. We have not seen St. X transfer Kai Russell yet, number 5 in your programs. Very highly touted player, the only Walnut Hills varsity Eagle who is not a junior or senior, but he's been riding pine so far in the first half of this game. 1:59 to go. Oak Hills 16, Walnut Hills 5. Oak Hills with 6 points scored by senior transfer AJ Dean and 5 by sophomore big man Cordell Ball. Heining gets the ball, and he skates through but has the ball stripped. He's fouled. And his hands were going up. We'll see if they'll say he was shooting that. AJ Dean catches that foul as first. Oak Hills has 1 more to give. They'll say it's a floor foul, so 1:53 to go, and Walnut basketball. Possession arrow favoring Oak Hill, as it has at the start of each of the first two quarters. Seeley throws for Pining. And Pining feeds it inside. Stoffridgen steps back and throws it away. Seeley collects it. Tipped in the air, and Pining can't escape. A foul called off the hustle defense, but Oak Hills will pick up a foul to keep the ball here. Damian Brock will inbound, and he goes to Joey Pining. Free throws the rest of the way for both teams. 1.5 to play. Walnut looking to cut into this deficit. They have not been able to do that all game. Pining to Brock, who steps through and gets hit in the circle for a foul by Jonathan Herzog. And he picks up 2 in the short stretch. Free throws coming up for Damian Brock. So the Eagles find their way to the line for the second time today. And Brock connects on his first for his first point of his 2025-26 senior campaign. Brock, a 76% free throw shooter a year ago. He shoots a second, and it's no good. Pining elevates for the rebound for Walnut. Out to Stoffridgen. He turns around in a thicket, and Pining loses the handle on it, but it squirts out to Jaden Seeley. 16-6. Oak Hill's in front, a minute 10 to go, second quarter. Seeley turns around, kicks, Brock for 3, and it's short and no good. Foul called on the rebound against Walnut. Charlie Stoffridgen picked that up. And it looks like we'll have some free throws coming up on the other end. Minute 1 to play. Oak Hills has been in command thanks to their stifling defense. A.J. Dean to shoot free throws. He's 3 for 4 from the line today. The Walnut student section trying to rattle him, but really need some life to be breathed back into this offense. 16-6 in 15 minutes of gameplay. Dean's first free throw is good for his 7th point of the game. Brady Rogers checks in for Oak Hills. Dean's second is true. He's 5 for 6 at the line tonight. Oak Hills with their largest lead of the day ahead, 18-6. Pining outside, and it's collected there by Stoffridgen. Seeley tries to spin away from Dean, kicks it out for Pining. Dean was able to recover. 42 seconds to go, first half. 18-6, Walnut with only one basket and a foul called. That will go against the Highlanders. Rogers picks it up, and it's a second. That'll send Jackson Camara to the line for some free throws. Camara looking for his first career points. His first free throw is good after a long roll, and Jackson Camara has his first points in the blue and gold. The 6'4" junior big man for Walnut Hills. Camara's second free throw is good. So the Eagles, now trailing by 10, 18-8, have scored 5 of their 8 points on free throws in this first half with 35 seconds to go. Walnut pressing. This appears to be a pressure team as Oak Hills breaks it, finds their way through, bowls over, and scores, no foul. A.J. Dean up to 9. The feed inside to Camara, who wants to answer. He puts one up himself. He can't make it, and Oak Hills the rebound, Will Kraus. 10 for A.J. Dean in this first half. Dean spinning on Pining, trying to find position. Dean works his way inside to the cup and high on the backboard, no good. Ball to put back twice, and he gets the last one to fall. See if that counts. That hasn't been put on the scoreboard yet. Halftime score, not good for Walnut Hills. It's 22-8 in favor of the visitors from the GMC. In that first half, Oak Hills A.J. Dean led with 10 points, Cordell Bull with 7, Jonathan Herzog with 3, and Brody Wergers with 2. Walnuts only had 4 different scorers. Jaden Seeley with 3, Camara with 2, Pining with 2, and Brock with 1. 5 of the 8 points scored at the free throw line. See you back here in 10 minutes for more basketball on Grand Sportscasting Channel. Back on Graham's Sportscasting channel, where in the season opener for the Walnut Hills Eagles, it has been ugly, ugly basketball so far as we prepare to begin the third quarter of play. It's Oak Hills 22 and Walnut Hills 8, as the Eagles really not doing a whole lot right, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Only one field goal in that first half. It was a three-ball hit by Jaden Seeley, and they have been woefully unable to get anything going down low. Charlie Stoffridge, the team's top returning scorer. No points down there. Same with Ty Austin and Landon McDaniel. Last year they combined to average 32 a game. This year, nothing so far. They've all played significant minutes, but this has gotten very ugly in the early goings, as just need to hope that whatever they say at halftime, adjustments they make are going to work out. Head coach Kashmir Wright, first game as the head coach of the Eagles. This team going through some growing pains right now, and veteran head coach Mike Price's squad has a couple legs up on them. 22-8. Walnut excel at the free throw line. They were 5 for 6 in that first half, but Taylor transfer A.J. Dean has matched that number and added 5 more points off field goals, something Walnut cannot say about that first half. And to start the third quarter, they'll go with Seeley, Pining, Austin, Stoffridge, and Plummer, as Oak Hills will counter with their starting 5, Dean, Kornman, Ball, Wergers, and Will Kraus. And they will start with the basketball, leading by 14, their largest lead of the night, that they got on that third chance opportunity by sophomore Cordell Ball, who's been winning the paint so far for the Highlanders. But A.J. Dean starts with the ball, feeds it right wing for Cordell Ball, guarded by Jeremiah Plummer. As Dean, guarded by Seeley, feeds it right side for Kornman. Works it inside, poked away from him by Stoffridge, tumbling to the ground, rolling away, still on the ground, and Walnut will eventually tie him up and force a jump ball. Jumping in front of that pass was Charlie Stoffridge to eventually force that turnover and get it back to the Eagles. Trailing 22-8, need to pick up the offensive pace a whole lot if they want to find a way back into this game. They simply have not made very many plays tonight, and Oak Hills has stifled them on defense. Seeley starts with the basketball, feeds it for Austin. We see a little bit more ball movement. Left side throw for Stoffridge. Back to Austin, who tries to penetrate the paint, and he's fouled on the drive before he can get the shot up. And they'll call that on Walnut. Huh. What was that? They'll say he walked. They'll say it's a turnover. So Ty Austin turns it over on the dribble drive, and Walnut's first possession comes up empty. 7 to play, third quarter. Oak Hills 22, Walnut Hills 8. Dean feeds right side for Kornman, who runs into a double team. Throws back to Dean, who's now one-on-one with Seeley. Dean stops, gives back to Kornman. Kornman throws it right side, and Wergers has it. Make that Kraus. Back over to Kornman. Walnut playing them really tight, but no imperative to shoot, obviously, in Ohio high school basketball. And the ball's poked away by Seeley, but recovered by Wergers. And that was Austin who couldn't corral the basketball after he poked it away. Now Dean spinning into the lane. Dean trying to find an outlet. He does in the form of Wergers. Back inside to Ball, who has a shot blocked, but a foul called. Stoffridge came inside and got something that wasn't the basketball, and 2 free throws coming up for Cordell Ball. Ball had 7 points in the first half. Chance to add to that now and extend the Oak Hills lead even further. First shot is good. Ball up to 8 points. 6:17 to play in quarter number 3. Second free throw. That's no good, and Austin rebounds for Walnut. Clock took a while to start as Pining rolls it to the right wing. Left side throw for Seeley. Back to Pining, who fakes a 3, moves inside, kicks it all the way out for Plummer. Plummer works back to Pining. Same position, and he has the ball tipped. Plummer recovers it, but he is being gummed down in the left spot by Kornman. Feeds Seeley, throws right side. Extra pass to Stoffridgen for 3, got it! Walnut cuts the deficit to 11. Charlie Stoffridgen, last year's leading scorer, finally on the board for Walnut, who trailed 22-11. AJ Dean gets the ball off the press-breaking feed and gets double-teamed instantly by Stoffridgen and works his way out to Kornman. Inside to Ball, spinning, Ball, stripped to the basketball, puts his own shot back up, tipped out of play, and it'll stay here. As it was Plummer, Austin, and Ball all elevating, but Plummer and Austin had the closer pass of the ball, and it just got flung out of bounds. So the offensive rebound for Oak Hills. Hordell Ball's got plenty of those already tonight. To go alongside 7 points. A foul called on the inbound. Jaden Seeley picks up his 3rd foul. And we'll see what Kashmir decides to do with him. Looks like he's staying in for now. 22-11. Oak Hills in front. Walnut the only 3 points of the half so far. Now McDaniel will enter late, replacing Seeley. McDaniel, another guy who averaged 10 a game last year and held scoreless by the Oak Hills defense so far. The inside feed is poked away by Stoffridgen. No kickball called, and an and one on the other end. That went off of Brady Werger's foot. They did not call it, and he ended up getting an and one on Ty Austin. 3rd and 4th points for Wergers. Austin picked up his 2nd foul. Damian Brock checks in, replacing Jeremiah Plummer. So off the missed call, it's a big swing, and Oak Hills a chance to go back up by 14. Dean making this free throw, actually, and he connects. So it looked like it was Wergers, but Dean apparently made the shot, and he's got 13 now. 25-11. Oak Hills in front. Stoffridgen kicks left side for Brock, trying to go around Ball. No chance of that happening. He puts it back out there for Austin. Stoffridgen fires a 3, again hits. 6 for Charlie Stoffridgen. Walnut with 6 in the quarter, and they're behind 25-14. As Oak Hills breaks the press, Dean gets a free lane and finds his intended target, Ball, who missed the shot in the rebound by Walnut. Austin works his way inside, head of steam. He's fouled before the shot goes up by Ball of Oak Hills. Maybe make it Wergers his 3rd. Jonathan Herzog checks in, and Ball will also exit. Wergers staying in the game with 3 fouls. Walnut trailing by 11, starting to unlock some of that 3-point offense. Haven't yet made a 2-point field goal. Stoffridgen, high contest, he's fouled. He just threw it up from nearly the free throw line with one hand and got the foul against Kraus. Two free throws coming up for Stoffridgen, looking to make this a single-digit lead for Oak Hills, who led by 11 at the end of the first quarter. Stoffridgen's first is good, and he's got 7 points. So, A good showing so far for Stoffridgen in this third quarter after he was flattened. Held scoreless in the first half, but now he makes his second free throw and he's got 8 points. Half of Walnut's output. 25-16 the score. Dean against the double team, gets us out calmly to Wergers. Feeding inside, and Kraus is pushed off his spot. Back to Dean for three. Too short. Rebound Walnut, Ty Austin. And he'll stop. McDaniel might have been coming open, but couldn't find him. Heining, with the Eagles down by just 9. He lost the basketball with no foul. Ball on the ground, a tie-up, and the possession arrow favors the Eagles. At least what it says on the scoreboard, I thought it favored Oak Hills. And it is going to be Highlander basketball, like I thought. The scoreboard was not correct, and so a turnover for Walnut. Trailing by just 9, Charlie Stoffridgen scored all 8 of their points this quarter, and they've made it a slightly more competitive game, but still need to pick up the pace with their team's other members to make this a ball game. On the inbound, Dean, 13 points today. Throws it left side, and Foster's got it, and he steps out of bounds, turning it over. Walnut crowd coming to life. 3:37 to play in the third quarter, and the Eagles have been able to force turnovers in this half. Ty Austin with the basketball for Walnut. Still held scoreless so far today. Heining kicks it top of the key, left side for Austin, who goes to work. Throws left side McDaniel. Man on man for Oak Hills. Damian Brock can't penetrate the paint as Stoffridgen gets bumped and fouled. As that was Jonathan Herzog. See if there was a foul or just they say he tipped it out of bounds. They'll say foul on Herzog. Here's third. And he will stay in the game as well as Cordell Ball and Brady Cordman check back in. Cordman's been great on defense for the Highlanders so far in this one. Stoffridgen hesitates a bit, but eventually gets it out to Damian Brock. Walnut moving with a bit more urgency so far in this second half. Austin on the feed left side. Throws it for Brock, who works his way into the paint against the double team. Forces one up and scores. Damian Brock. His second and third points. Walnut now within 7, and a near turnover on the other end as Austin almost jumped a pass. Hooked out of bounds. Dean with Cordman. They're trying to break the press as a duo. Instead, they throw it up court for Kraus, and if they hurry, they'll have numbers. They do not hurry. So Dean's got it. 25-18, Oak Hills in front. And Austin pokes the ball away from him. Dean gets it back. And then another poke. McDaniel. Ball ends up on the ground. We're going to get another tie-up. Eagles possession. Unless Oak Hills got a timeout off, which they did not. So Eagles basketball. They called a foul on Cordell Ball, actually, so no tie-up. Sorry for that. Timeout called by Oak Hills with 2:23 to go. 7-point game. Walnut's never led. They have been stifled so far, but the offense finally starting to come out of its shell here in this third quarter. Still time to make a run. It was a 14-point game at halftime. Walnut now down by just 7, and they have the basketball with a chance to cut it even further. Damian Brock just made their first 2-point field goal of the game. Before then, it was threes and field goals. Threes and free throws, rather. Eagles are 7 of 8 from the line. And so coming out of the timeout, they'll have Austin, McDaniel, Pining, Brock, and Stoffridgen. Their reliable lineup, all but one, are seniors. Of course, the Eagles played last year without any seniors. Pining, who played varsity minutes as a freshman, throws Brock, gives it up for Austin left side, who's still without points. Austin turns it over. Taken away there by Dean, and into the lane, trying to rip the ball out of the hands of Ball. Gets it back, and a foul called. So Ty Austin turned the ball over, and Brock commits a foul. First personal on him, and now 4 on Walnut. It was Jonathan Herzog who deflected the pass by Austin and got the takeaway. Seeley enters, replacing Pining. Cross court, wide open 3-look, and they miss. Rebound tipped into the hands of Oak Hill's Cornman. He feeds right wing back to Dean, and Oak Hill's another offensive board to keep this going. McDaniel contesting Ball, who gets by him. Ball spins back, kicks to Dean, and Dean will work his way back to Cornman. The offense runs through Dean, who's got the ball again now in the right corner. Dean feeds inside to Kraus. Kraus trying to get positioning, gets back to Dean. Bumped off his spot in double team. Dean lobs it into Ball, who finds the ball. Turns around, Ball spinning again, and kicks back to Dean. Oak Hills resets, a minute 15 to play third quarter. Ahead by 7. And traveling on the extra pass, Herzog sent it into the corner, and Brady Cornman walked, and Walnut will have another chance to get points. Miles Klump-Lawson checks in, replacing Charlie Stoffridgen. Minute 6 to go in the third quarter. Walnut trailing 25-18. 10 points in this third quarter, 8 in the entire first half. Trying to get a few more possessions in before the end of this quarter, and a foul called. Some kind of whistle blew as Seeley was taking it up the court. So now Austin's being given the ball in the front court to try to inbound it, and he gets it back to Seeley. So no foul. That would have been free throws. Oak Hill's on 4 team fouls. Seeley gets past Dean, turns around, shovels it back out to Brock. And that gives Dean a chance to recover for his blunder. Seeley on the feed left side. Throws back top of the key. Brock, right side. Seeley, back to Brock. Tries to take it inside against a double team, and he's fouled. It'll bring up 2 free throws. Gordon picks up as a second foul. And so Brock with a chance to cut this to a 5-point game. 2 for 2 at the line today, and the Eagles of the team are 7 for 8. That has really kept them in this one when the buckets aren't falling. Brock connects on the first. And he's got 4 points. 25-19 with 39 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Brock's second, no good, tipped into the air and rebounded by Oak Hills. So Brock misses the free throw, snapping a pretty long streak for Walnut. 31 seconds to play. Highlanders ahead by 6. Only 1 field goal in this quarter. 23 seconds left. Cornman works his way off. Feeds Kraus. 17 seconds left. Right side into the corner for Ball, who feeds Dean near the Walnut Hills logo. 10 to shoot. Dean working his way inside, bullying, spinning, poked away by Klump-Lawson. Ball ends up on the ground, and we will end up with a tie-up with 1.2 seconds left. That's not exactly what you want, considering the possession arrow is on you. You'll have no time to get a quality possession. That'll give the next possession to Oak Hills to start the fourth quarter. But you can exactly decline the change of possession arrow, and so not something you want, and a whistle blows on the inbound. And they will give the ball to Oak Hills. On the baseline, they have a chance to get a shot off here. They can find a good look. Throws it out. Deep three won't go. And we finish the third quarter. Jonathan Herzog missed the three, and that makes it 25-19 with 8 minutes left to go. This game's tightened up a little bit here in the Walnut Hills Gymnasium. 8 minutes left to go here in Walnut Hills. It is Oak Hills 25 and Walnut Hills 19. The Eagles scored only 8 points in that first half, but now 11 in quarter number 3. 8 of them scored by Charlie Stoffridgen. The other 3 scored by Damian Brock. Stoffridgen and Brock are on the floor here, accompanied by Ty Austin, Jaden Seeley, and Miles Clump Lawson. Make that McDaniel, not Brock. Thanks to that tie-up, that really does not help your case. It is Oak Hills basketball to start the fourth quarter. They lead by 6. They led by 11 at the end of one and 14 at the end of the first half. Will Kraus to inbound alongside Brady Kornman, A.J. Dean, Jonathan Herzog, and Cordell Ball for the Highlanders. Inbound goes to Dean to start the fourth quarter. Guarded by Ty Austin. Austin, a very active on-ball defender, trying to take it away. Dean, on the pass, races in, has it poked away from him. Out of bounds, but he stepped on the baseline first and turned it over. So Cordell Ball turns it over. Eagles have possession. A 3 could cut it to a 1-score game. As Seeley begins with ball, feeds Stoffridgen into the corner for McDaniel. Landon scoreless so far through 24 minutes of play. Seeley goes around a screen, feeds McDaniel, passes up a look, and now goes inside and goes back to Austin. Left side, he finds Stoffridgen inside, guarded by Dean. Stoffridgen, ball on floor, kicks it cross court. 3 ball and good! Landon McDaniel wakes up and the Eagles within a score, 25-22. 7 to play in regulation. And Oak Hills breaks the press. Now ahead by just 3. They hadn't trailed by less than 7 since the first quarter. And Dean almost turns it over, but he finds his man on the outside, Kornman. And Seeley goes to the ground, and he'll get called for a late foul. And that is a bad call. Seeley picks up his 4th. He got pushed off his spot, and then after Kornman lost his footing, then Seeley was called for his foul. And that's just a really rough call on the Eagles junior. With 4 fouls, he has to sit, replaced by Joey Pining. 25-22, Oak Hills in front, 6:41 to go. Ball finds its way inside to A.J. Dean. Stops, starts, goes to the basket. He's fouled, count it. Knifing into the lane, McDaniel called for the foul, and Oak Hills a chance to go back up by 6. 15 for A.J. Dean. Called on Austin. And they say that as he was going into the lane, Austin commits the foul and chance to go up by 6 for Oak Hills. And it's good. 16 for A.J. Dean. 12 for the rest of his team, and 22 for the Eagles. Austin with the ball left side, looking to make up for that foul call. Throws it right side for Pining. And back to Austin, who wants to work inside. Throws back out. Stoffridge in for 3. Get it! Make that clump Lawson. And the Eagles right back to within 3. Almost turning it over, and then a foul called on the press by Walnut. 28-25 the score. 6:08 to play, fourth quarter. McDaniel picks the foul up. It's already the third team foul on Walnut. Really don't want to give a bunch of bonus free throws to a team you've been largely effective at getting stops on defense. Dean on the inbound, Walnut not pressing that hard. Works his way past Austin. Now stops, shimmy shakes, puts up a running shot, and it's no good. And the rebound tracked down by the Eagles, Joey Pining. They could tie with a 3. They have not tied since 0-0. And Stoffridge turns it over. Just sailed it way too far for McDaniel. Both Stoffridge and McDaniel protesting that it was tipped. And their words will fall on deaf ears. Ball to Oak Hills. Ball gets the inbound. Not pressured too hard. And a timeout called on the floor. Some kind of whistle blew as Ball was taking it across the timeline. They will reset this possession. Ball will remain with Oak Hills. The clock may not have started properly, and so Walnut will get another chance to break out their press. Dean, inside, finds his man, and back out to Kraus. With Oak Hills ahead 28-25, with 5.5 to play in regulation. On the feed, turning it around, inside move, and Kraus bullies his way to the cup but can't finish. Put back by Ball is no good either. Kraus gets his own rebound, throws it wildly away. Dean can barely save it in the front court. And the ball goes out of bounds. He got it off the leg of Stoffridge, and a third chance coming up for Oak Hills. Walnut has not been as effective a rebounding team as you would like, especially when it comes to securing those defensive boards. 5:15 to go. Oak Hills by 3. And shaking off his ball, spinning toward the basket. He's tied up by Clump Lawson, and they will get it. Miles Clump Lawson, what an effort by him. Kept that ball in his hands, even as Cordell Ball was trying to spin away from him, and ended up getting a tie-up and a turnover. Wergers checks back in for Oak Hills with 3 fouls. With 5 to play, Walnut can tie with a 3. Last time I said that they immediately turned it over. Let's not do that again. Damian Brock with the ball in the left wing. Works his way center circle, feeds it right side for Miles Clump Lawson. Top of the key to Austin. And left side to Brock. And a foul called underneath the basket against Walnut. Looks like Miles Clump Lawson got tagged for that one. And Walnut's already piled up 4 team fouls with 4:45 to go in the final period. So 2 straight turnovers for the Eagles when they get a chance to get it to within 3. Brady Kornman on the inbound gets it over to A.J. Dean, the transfer from Taylor, with 16 points so far tonight. He wants more as he turns around and feeds it back to Kornman. Dean touching the ball again. Isolated against Austin, and Clump Lawson moves off hard to try and strip the ball away, and he finds his way back out to Kornman, spinning into the lane, and he's fouled by Pining, and that'll be the Eagles' 5th. So free throws coming up for Oak Hills. say that Pining just bumped him. Hornman, no points so far today and just .6 a game last year, but now a chance to make it a 5-point lead with 2 free throw hits. His first is way too strong, but it gets a friendly bounce and rolls in. For Hornman's first point of the night, 4-point lead for the Highlanders. Hornman's second is no good, too strong. Ball tipped into the air, and Austin recovers the rebound. 29-25, Oak Hills in front. They've scored just 7 points this half. Walnut has scored 17. Joey Pining with the basketball. Throws it left wing for McDaniel. Make that Brock. And Brock is guarded closely. Feeds behind his back to Pining. 4:06 to go. Here in quarter number 4. Pining testing the defense. Works his way inside. A drive and he misses. Rebound. Fought for. Claimed by Stoffergen of Walnut Hills. Stoffergen, he goes in himself. Yanks the ball out. A whistle will stop play. And Oak Hills will be called for a foul. Boardman picks up. It is his third. Seeley and McDaniel check in, replacing Klump, Lawson, and Brock. Seeley playing with 4 fouls, McDaniel with 2, and they have 3 points apiece on the night. The free throw by Brady Kornman made it a 2-score game just moments ago. Walnut has gotten it to 3, but no further than that. Ty Austin on the right wing. McDaniel back to Austin. Top of the key to Seeley. Jaden Seeley working on Kornman. Goes around a screen from Stoffergen. Good switch by the Oak Hills defense. Kick back out, Seeley. Throws it. Austin. Guarded by Ball, and Walnut still can't find any presence along that 3-point line. Don't have that much time to get 2 more scores against this slow and methodical Oak Hills team. Austin working inside to the cup, and he can't finish, but he is fouled. Ty Austin draws the harm, and the foul is going to be against Wergers, and that's his 4th. So Austin with 2 free throws could make this a 2-point game with 3:07 to go. Austin, a 50% free throw shooter last year. His first is good. For his first point of his senior campaign. Wergers checks out, replaced by Jonathan Herzog. 3:07 to go. 29-26. One more free throw coming up for Ty Austin, who worked hard all offseason to get to this point. He makes his second, and it's a 2-point game with 3:07 to go. Closest the Eagles have been since the first quarter. They call timeout. We will too. See you soon on Graham Sportscasting Channel. Out of the timeout, it will be Oak Hills ball, leading 29-27 with 3 minutes 7 to go in regulation. Walnut trailed by 14 at the half. Their offense looked completely lifeless, but they have shown up out of the locker room, and they have made it a 2-point game. The last time that Oak Hills did not lead was 0-0. Walnut full court pressure. And Oak Hills gets it in. They've got all 5 in the backcourt to start off this set. Kornman gets the ball and works it up the floor to Ball. Kraus Walnut will try to settle into half court. They had some assignment issues, but Oak Hills did not take advantage. Here's Dean. Throws it right side, nearly turned it over and does. And we'll end up with a tie-up. Did Walnut get a timeout off? They did not. It'll be Oak Hills ball off the jump ball. No, they did. They rule it a foul on Oak Hills against Brady Corbin, his fourth, and another turnover on the offensive foul. Corbin exits, replaced by Brady Workers, both of them now playing with 4 fouls, and Oak Hills big man depth being tested outside of Cordell Ball. Walnut down by 2, a chance to tie on this possession. Seeley, right side to Austin, fakes a 3, and has to step back out. Now we'll work left side, Austin's there. Inside, kicking back out McDaniel, drive back to Austin, 2.5 to go. Walnut down by 2, and a timeout going to be taken. As everyone's just meandering, but no timeout. Seeley just calling another play. Seeley goes around a screen from Stoffridgen. Hands it behind his back, Pining. Wants to drive. Pining to the basket. Can't finish. And he misses and Oak Hills the rebound. Will Krause. 2 to go. As Pining missed the tying shot. Trying to get back on defense. Dean steps in. Throws it back out, but to nobody. Eagles trying to run it down a host of men. And off that, a whistle and a turnover for Oak Hills. Ball ends up back at Walnut with 1:53 to go, trailing 29 to 27. They have not been able to hit that one extra shot they need to tie up this ball game. Seeley. Top of the key, it heads to Stoffridgen, back to Seeley. Seeley goes around a couple of screens, throws it right side. Austin works off the ball movement. Takes it inside, kicks to the corner, and he walked. Did he walk, or is that a trap, or is that a foul on Oak Hills? Looks like a foul on Oak Hills going to be called. And that's going to be on Brady Workers, and he's done. He has fouled out of the game. Brady Workers with 2 points on the night is done for Oak Hills. That's Oak Hills' 4th. Walnut calls another timeout. 1:33 to go. Workers has fouled out of the game. It's likely that they'll put Brady Cornman back in with 4 fouls himself. Any more foul will send the Eagles back to the free throw line, where tonight they have been stellar, 12 for 14, accounting for 12 of their 27 points. They simply have not found that one extra possession with a score they needed. Joey Pining almost had it on the last one, but got a nice drive to the basket, but couldn't finish it off. Out of the timeout. Klump, Lawson, Austin, Seeley, Pining, and McDaniel on the floor for Walnut, all grouped up, aside from Pining the inbounder. Outside goes to Seeley. Pining. The left side of the court unoccupied right now. Now Pining moves over in that direction. Ball tipped away from him, but it's recovered by McDaniel. 1:20 to go. You only have a couple more possessions. Austin, inside. Falls to the ground, and he could not keep his dribble. Kashmir Wright irate off of that possession. He turns it over. 1:14 to go, and Oak Hills basketball. They get it in quickly to Dean. Dean works it left and gets the ball back, throws it to Krause, and a whistle will stop play. A timeout called by Oak Hills. 29-27, Oak Hills in front, 1:05 to go in their ball. Walnut has committed 5 fouls, so any foul they give will be 2 free throws. If you can give a foul, you do not want to give it to number 1 A.J. Dean, an excellent free throw shooter, 5 for 6 at the line tonight. And I suspect the message that Kashmir Wright may be telling in the middle of that huddle right now is foul anyone else but number 1. Dean leads all scorers with 16. Ball with 7 and none in the second half. The Highlanders have only scored 7 in these final 2 quarters. Out of the timeout, it'll be Austin, Seeley, McDaniel, Pining, and Stoffridgen. So something of a small ball lineup. Stoffridgen, the only real size you have in there. Oak Hills will counter with Kornman, Dean, Herzog, Ball, and Kraus. The offense, as it has all night, will likely flow through the Taylor transfer A.J. Dean. Inbounding in the backcourt, but Walnut won't have a chance to press that hard. As Kornman handling the basketball, Pining throws it inside for Kraus. Kraus takes it toward the basket, lays it up and in. And Oak Hills back on the scoreboard, a timeout called off of that, as Will Kraus had his first 2 of the game, and I think Walnut was ready for a full keep-away session, but instead Kraus just found himself able to take it to the basket and put Oak Hills up by 2 possessions once again. Oak Hills called timeout off of that, and now they are ahead by 4 with 52.4 on the fourth quarter clock. Walnut, who trailed by 14, cut it to a 2-point game, but every time they've got it within 1 score, they have not been able to find an effective offensive possession to get any closer than that. They've used the full court press all night to decent effect, but Oak Hills has adapted as the game's gone on. Playing a kind of game between Muller and Elder, but 2 teams that appear to be substantially weaker in 2025. Walnut will face Muller later in the year for the annual matchup between those 2 blue and gold wearing schools. Highlanders 31, Eagles 27. 52.4 to go in the fourth quarter. Inbound finds its way to Seeley. Guarded by Dean one-on-one. And Seeley walked. He palmed the basketball. Cannot do that in the fourth quarter of a tight game. And a crushing turnover for the Eagles offense. You could see him do it too. You could see him just think about passing, hesitate a little bit, and just palm the ball. And that's very bad form for the Eagles junior. Highlanders ball ahead by 4. 44 seconds left. Stoffridgen defending the inbound, and they get it into Dean. And Dean is going to lose the ball out of bounds. He was fouled. Austin's 4th foul. And asking A.J. Dean to miss any free throws to get you back in this game is going to be a very tall order. The errant pass by Stoffridgen, the palming of the ball by Seeley, the missed point-blank layup by Joey Pining will all ring when this game is said and done. How Walnut battled but just could not find their most effective shots when the lights were brightest. Dean hits his first free throw to put Oak Hills up by 5 with 1 more free throw coming. 42.6 to go, and the Eagles will have to move quickly. Seeley re-enters the game, and Dean connected in his second. He's got 18 points. 40 seconds to go. Eagles will need a lot. Austin works it right side. Seeley back out to Stoffridgen. Throws cross-court. McDaniel. Catch and release 3. No good. And the rebound Oak Hills, but a foul called under the basket. And that'll go against Walnut. So the Highlanders appear to have this one just about sewn up. Walnut battled, but simply couldn't find the shots they needed in this really low-scoring slog of a game. Will Kraus shooting 2 free throws. Stofferson was called for his third foul. And Kraus makes the first. Did that rim out? Couldn't really tell from my angle. Looks like it was no good, so Kraus now shooting his second. And that one is up, and it will rattle home to put Oak Hills ahead by 7. Quick offense for Walnut. Stofferton feeds right side. Seeley releases, gives it up for Brock. And Walnut running a lot of time off the clock. Seeley deep three, and it's no good. Rebound Oak Hills ball, and then he goes to the ground after being fouled by Stofferton. So Walnut will fall to 0-1 in the year. They will play against Little Miami in 2 days. Short turnaround time because of the snow day calling off yesterday's contest and rescheduling it to tonight. Wardell Ball shooting 2 free throws, but this game's well in hand, make or miss. His first one is good, giving him 8 points. Chance to make it 9 and give Oak Hills a 9-point lead with a second free throw. Every other Highlander is down at the other end of the floor as Ball makes a second. Seeley throws it for Austin for 3. Welsh high and no good. Rebound by Herzog, and Walnut will not touch him as this clock runs out. Final score in this one, Oak Hills 36 and Walnut Hills 27. In the season opener for both teams, the Kashmir Right era begins with a loss. Walnut showed fight, but could not make the shots they needed to at the end of the game when the lights were brightest. Charlie Stofferton led the team with 8. They were all in the third quarter. Then Damian Brock had 4, and Jaden Seeley, Laney McDaniel, and Miles Klump Lawson had 3 each. As A.J. Dean led the Highlanders with 18, had half of their 36 points. Cordell Ball, the talented sophomore, had 9. Eagles back in action on Friday night, taking on Little Miami. We will see you then or some other time. Thank you for listening. This has been Walnut Hills Basketball on Graham Sportscasting Channel.